All right, good morning and welcome to Rheinland-Pfalz here in southwest Germany. And we are in the Pfälzerwald Natural Park. And we're going to do a little bit of hiking. We're going to do the Burg Neudahn trail. It's a little over 3 miles, so about, I think, 5.3 kilometers, so a little over 3 miles. It's supposed to be medium in difficulty, and we're going to go by a castle ruin, and there's supposed to be some really nice rock formations along the way. And apparently, I guess there's also wolves and lynx in the area. So I doubt if we see them, but that would be exciting to see some of those. But this area, there's just like trails galore. I mean, basically every direction you go to, you're going to go to a different trail. We've got a little hut up here, supposed to be open today. I think it opens around 11 o'clock. So when we come back at the end of our trail, hopefully we can have a nice lunch there. We've got some water. And yeah, we're excited to hit the trail and go see what we can find. We're 1.8 kilometers, a little over about a mile from the castle ruins. And we have a place called the Hexenpilz, which the witch's mushroom, I guess. And Satan's Brocken. Satan's something is coming up. So those are our highlights we're looking forward to along the way. We're about a little over a mile into our hike, but we've stopped and looked at some stuff. But I think this is what they call the Hexenpilz, which would be witch's mushroom. But this cool rock formation, and they have a lot of these in this area in the Pfälzerwald, which means Palatinate Forest, I believe. So just really cool, and there's a lot of them. There's one we might go look at. It's not on this trail. We might stop and look at later, called the Teufelstisch, which means the devil's table. So I don't know if there was a lot of witchcraft or evil stuff going on in this area back in the days, but it seems like a lot of stuff is named after the devil, Satan, or witches. So anyway, but the Hexenpilz, a really cool rock formation. We've got some sort of a skull. I don't know what kind of animal that is. We came up on a small little group of deer on the way up there, about 3 or 4 deer, just a few meters from here. We spooked them up and they took off running. I got excited. I thought maybe they were wolves, but they were not wolves or lynx. They were deer, which was still pretty cool, but just a really beautiful, a nice hike. We've gained, I don't know, I think we've gained probably around 300 feet so far. I'm not sure what the total height. I think we're going up of 600 feet. Oh no, we've gone up. Well, my watch says we've gained 312 feet elevation so far. Anyway, really nice day here in the Pfälzerwald in Rheinland-Pfalz. Okay, I stand corrected. We walked up, I don't know, maybe another 50 meters or so. And so this is the Hexenpilz. And yeah, we saw it as we were walking up, or that looks much more like a mushroom. And sure enough, we get here and there's a sign right over there that says Hexenpilz. So this is the witch's mushroom, and you can tell it goes up and looks kind of like a big rock mushroom. And this is sandstone, I believe. So, and a lot of the castles around here, if you visit, they're made from sandstone. So yeah, pretty cool. Very interesting rock formations. Nice day here in the Pfälzerwald. All right, this giant chunk is the Satan's Brocken or the Satan's Brocken. I'm not really sure what Brocken is. I think maybe it means chunk or something like that, or maybe shoulder, but I know Schulter is like the word for shoulder that I'm familiar with, so I don't know, but I know in the Harz Mountains of central Germany, the highest peak is the Brocken. So, but anyway, regardless, huge piece of rock here, just not far from the Hexenpilz at all, but a giant piece of sandstone, really interesting. We've got plants growing out of it. Really, really cool here in the Pfälzerwald of Rheinland-Pfalz. All right, so we reached the castle, and this is called the Neudahn Castle, or New Dahn. And Dahn was the family name of the people who started these castles. So this is the new one, and it was built around 1230. So it's really old. And there was a family dispute in the Dahn family. So I guess someone broke off from the Alt Dahn Castle, which I guess back then was probably only known as the Dahn Castle. And he built this one around 1230. It was destroyed in the 1400s, rebuilt. There's still some original parts of it left, but it's been, you know, destroyed in wars and rebuilt several times. And then at some point, I think in the 1600s, I read, basically the family lineage of the Dahn family died out, so it reverted back. It reverted to the Bishop of Speyer, I guess, which is a city not too far from here, took control of this region. But a really fascinating, beautiful building, a beautiful castle ruin. We're going to go explore it a little bit along this trail. There are 3 other castles. We're not going to go by today, but they're not too far from here along some hiking trails. And there's also a trail that goes over to the French border. I forget what that trail is called, but you cross over the French border and you go through like 5 or 6 castles, I think. So that sounds really cool. We're going to save that one for another day. But here we are at Neudahn Castle. All right, so here I am on top of the castle ruin at Neudahn, and I tell you what, if you have kids, this is the place to bring them. I mean, you just let your imagination run wild. And here I am, you know, 50-something-year-old man, and I really like to climb these things and explore. So, but if you've got kids, man, this is a place to bring them. They would love it up here. Absolutely fantastic. Like I said, the tower was easy to climb. There's another tower. I'm not sure where it goes to, but just really cool, really beautiful day here in Rheinland-Pfalz. I tell you, exploring the Neudahn Castle from the 1230s. Just a couple hundred meters further down from the castle ruins, we come to this really cool rock formation. This is called the Felsentor, which Tor means gate. Felsen I think it means stone or maybe boulder gate, something to do kind of like rock in a way, but really cool formation. And they have a lot of these little rock piles, rock pyramids that people have made here, but this is really fascinating, and it's really cool how the rocks, how the hole just goes to the boulders there. And look how it's this big boulder's just sitting on that rock right there. So a little precarious, I guess, but really cool. This is a really nice hike. I'm glad we decided to do this today. Okay, so we came down from the Felsentor, and not far at all down from that structure, we hit this nice little bike path that runs right along this train track. And it's weird because we were just saying, like, not even half a mile ago, it seemed like we were just really in the middle of a wilderness, and you wouldn't have been surprised if you saw wolves or lynx. And now we're right here, right next to civilization. So it's just really interesting how Germany manages its forest and its natural area, so they can be so close to, like, you know, towns and built up areas, but you feel like you're in the middle of nowhere. So all right, so we made our way through our little hike, and here at the end is our reward. There's this nice little hut here in the forest, and they have food and beer. And so we have the plate. We have some bratwurst, saumagen, and some sauerkraut. And saumagen is meat stuffed into a pig's stomach, and vegetables. I got potatoes and meat, and it's baked. And it doesn't sound very appetizing, but it has some nice spices to it. And I actually find it quite tasty. So we've got that. Betty's not a big fan of it. She'll stick to the bratwurst, but I'm going to try some of the saumagen, and guten appetit. Yeah, it may not sound very appetizing, but it really is quite tasty. It's kind of like, I think it's kind of like Spam, with potatoes inside it. So Americans, you know what Spam is, and the sauerkraut is also quite good. It's a really nice meal. It's a nice reward to do that nice little hike we just did, which is a very nice day trip, very nice outing. So, all right, so cheers from Rheinland-Pfalz. No day in Germany is complete without your cake and coffee. All right, thanks for joining us on this great hike through the forest here in Rheinland-Pfalz, the Pfälzerwald. And we saw some really interesting rock formations, went through some very nice forest areas, saw a really cool old castle ruin. And then we finished it up here with a very nice lunch here at this forest hut and some great cake and coffee. So it was a really nice day. And I tell you, when you are visiting Germany, you know the big, well-known tourist sites. But I tell you what, if you have some time, visit some of these hiking trails, and they just have literally miles and miles of them. And you can walk and see so many castle ruins. And to me, the big well-known castles, Neuschwanstein, Burg you know, those are great, those are fascinating, but I really enjoy exploring these old ruins that, you know, tourists never really hear about. So, and you get to do some nice forest bathing as well, some nice time in the woods. So I highly recommend it, and you know, give it a shot when you're here traveling through Germany. Thanks for joining us, and you know, give us a thumbs up and leave us a comment. Let us know, have you been hiking in Germany? Where do you like to go? Because there's some great trails. It's really fantastic. And be sure to join us next week and see where we go. And we'll see you then. Bye.